Hey, Leroy Davidson here, Savati Krupp from Thailand. This is Leroy of Coconuts, Mangoes, and Coffee, and I'm addressing the subject of hospitality today, hospitality/ethics. And as you travel, you expect that the staff is trained and educated in the field of hospitality and has some insight into what is ethical. And if that's not the case, it really diminishes the enjoyment of that particular location, and of course the staff and the community at large. One of the first things that needs to be established, I believe, is when you're on the initial tour, the staff member that has been designated as your escort is taking you through the facility, through showing you the room, showing you the grounds. Hopefully that person has enough discernment to be able to read where you're at, ask some qualifying questions, and get some sense of where this person's at and what their interests are, and perhaps the things that they don't want in their life. The next step, in my mind, is to have a questionnaire with enough qualifying questions to sketch a profile about that particular person or persons. Why are they interested in this location? What are their activities? What are their hobbies? And so on. What is it they're after? Why are they considering time with this organization in this location? And a questionnaire gives enough insight so that the staff has some idea of what this person is about, so that their stay will be a good stay and they will want to return. If you don't have at least that much of a foundation established, it really turns out to be very uncomfortable for the guests. It becomes a trial and error process. And for instance, if you're a single man like myself, and they don't ask qualifying questions, including some glimpse of your romantic preferences, then it becomes this parade. It can become a parade of elicitation that really makes the time uncomfortable and can even make it miserable. And if you are being elicited by a parade of females and show no interest, for instance, you want someone special, you're waiting for a soulmate, and you're investing in that potential, you're not going to show interest in the parade of elicitations from the women. So then the next step is they begin to say, they draw that false conclusion because there was no questionnaire, there is no insight, there is no discernment, there's no ethics, there's no education in hospitality. And so therefore they draw the false conclusion that, he's not interested in female elicitation. Then you have to go through a nauseating process. Really, just a process that ruins your time there of other options And here it will be a parade of ladyboys. They've even brought one to the front desk. And of course, when there's no vibe there, it doesn't take them long to know that that's not an interest. And so they're out. But you have to endure this. And it can go on for days or weeks. And if you stay long term, it becomes nauseating. And it really diminishes the joy factor. And it shows a lack of ethics, a lack of insight and understanding from the staff and the organization. The other things that need to be expressed and shared, I believe, should be in an intro info package, both written and on video, that the guest can watch and study, that shows that, yes, this organization understands hospitality. For instance, the acoustics of the building. Are the acoustics of the building such that there's an echo? And it's very sound sensitive, so that when you close your door, it booms. Also, if you're next to someone, what are the acoustics there? If they slide their closet door open, does that boom? And when you have a neighbor that is a combination of many things, elicitation, closet door booming, and non-stop and continual door booming and slamming, it makes it very unpleasant, to say the least. The other thing that should be in the questionnaire is, do you want phone calls? And if the staff is not educated in on occasion for the right thing, phone calls, you'll need to unplug your phone. Also, do you want knocks on the door? And that to me should be a no-brainer, but apparently it isn't. They should probably have signs. First of all, let the staff know. I would appreciate, privacy. I'm here for peace and quiet. Peace and quiet should be emphasized. When the person checks that box, I'm here for peace and quiet. Peace and quiet, check. Then that should be honored. That should be an inference that the staff can draw that, no knocks on the door, certainly not any pounding. It's amazing when those things happen. You could even have a sign given to that particular guest that you can hang on your door that says, please do not disturb. Please no knocking on it. If you want peace and quiet. That's all part of the hospitality industry. When you have a situation where there's no education, no insight, no discernment, no sense of ethics within the staff, you're more than likely you're going to irritate, alienate, and disturb the guest and or resident, and prompt them to move somewhere else, and also to leave a review that will not support your organization. And myself as a travel writer, that is part of my job description, to leave reviews. I podcast, I blog, I YouTube, and when an organization shows long term that they don't have a clue about hospitality, that's my job to put that information out there, both to warn other people and to let the organization know the supervision, and the main office may not know the situation in the building. So putting that information out there and moving up through the chain of command and allowing the organization, someone in the organization that gets this, to embrace a consultant in the field of hospitality and ethics and tourism. And if you don't do these things, you are going to get poor reviews. You're going to lose potential guests and residents. And certainly if you don't have hospitality and ethics, you're going to eliminate the person that may want to purchase long term. So you lose, it's all lose-lose. There's no benefit to bring unethical practices to the table with your guests and resident. Other things that are an issue that should be addressed initially in the during the tour, during the escort, and of course most definitely in the questionnaire is the smoking situation. If you have a beautiful lanai with a beautiful view and you want to sit out and enjoy that, and your neighbor, every time you go out there, your neighbor is blowing smoke into the air, of course that's not going to be embraced by a non-smoker, and it certainly would be considered highly unethical. So to put a smoking person next to a non-smoker, that staff shows that they are uninformed and uneducated. There's many nuances that can create an atmosphere where a person is content, they want to stay there and maybe even stay there long term, and of course return to that location. And there are many practices and nuances that will do just the opposite, where the person will decide to go somewhere else and leave poor reviews and also spread the word to other people. If I were you, I wouldn't go there. This was my experience. So it pays to bring hospitality and ethics to the table and to have your staff educated in those things. Pays short-term and long-term. And to not bring that brings nothing to the table. And here in Thailand, karma is a big thing. Karma. Most people here believe in karma. It brings bad karma into your organization. It's going to bring negative karma if you're bringing non-ethical, non-hospitality principles and practices to the guests. There is no win-win there. Also, the location should be understood by the staff and by the community. And it should be on the questionnaire. Is that person, are they interested in a party scene? Well, then they need to go to certain locations. Here in Phuket, there are certain areas that if you want the party scene, you should go there. Patong, number one party scene is Patong. If you want peace and quiet, then it would be in Mai Khao, just north of the airport. It is tropical country, and it's about peace and quiet. The staff should understand that people that go to Mai Khao, they're probably wanting peace and quiet. the people that go to MyCal, that come here to MyCal, we want peace and quiet. If you're an artist, you want to work on your art forms in peace and quiet and, enjoyable music. If you're a family, you want to come to MyCal to have a family environment. Your family can enjoy the swimming pools and the grounds, the water park nearby, the ocean nearby, and so on. It's all family oriented. And when the staff doesn't understand that, and they're not trained in what is ethical, it makes it unpleasant for all those that reside there. When you don't have a clue about noise, for instance, if you're going to have a jackhammer outside the door of someone who's staying there, Hospitality 101 would say, sir, ma'am, Mr. and Mrs., family, we're going to have high noise outside your door for this many days. Can we move you to another room where there won't be the noise so you can enjoy your stay during the noise hours, and of course return to your room after the construction is finished for the day? When you don't have that, you really create a situation where the guests and potential residents are not just going to let perhaps the reviews and the podcasts and so on not just leave it there. They may take it to the community, to the Thai embassy, and to the appropriate authorities to let others know that this is what's going on with this organization at this location. And so it creates bad karma, negative karma, and it is a lose-lose. Everybody loses. So I will be continuing with a hospitality series, and I welcome your input. You can contact me and leave messages at Coconuts, Mangoes, and Coffee. Coconuts, Mangoes, the letter N, coffee at gmail.com. Coconuts, Mangoes, and Coffee at gmail.com. You can also comment here. Please subscribe. Get on board here. If you're coming to Phuket and you would like some insight, you would like some consultation, feel free to contact me for that. And I am on Facebook. The site there is Coconuts and Coffee. Coconuts, the letter N, Coffee. There are many videos there of the time I've spent here in Thailand and what you will find around Phuket. So let me know also if you'd like a tour guide. Let me know about that. That can be orchestrated as well. And yes, I will ask qualifying questions and even maybe give you a questionnaire, online or preferably in person. And we can tailor something that will meet your needs. Also will help you avoid some of those places that you may not want to go. This is Leroy of Coconuts, Mangoes, and Coffee, inviting you to come and enjoy all the wonderful things that Thailand has to offer, the land of smiles. And as things reopen and you consider Phuket, feel free to contact me and let's stay in touch. I prefer WhatsApp. That's a good communication venue, and you can catch me there as well. Hope to talk to you soon. Enjoy. Kap Kun Cup.